Once upon a time, in a colorful little village where goats wore sweaters and chickens crossed the road just for fun, lived two best friends, Moo, Moo the cow, and Meow, Meow the orange kitten. Moo Moo was big, bouncy, and loved two things more than anything: naps and snacks. Meow Meow was tiny, zippy, and had way too many ideas, most of them slightly dangerous and extremely silly. One rainy morning, when the puddles were deep and the mud was thick, Meow Meow looked out the window, his tail twitching with excitement. He gasped, "It's the perfect day for a mudslide party." Now Moo Moo was lying under a tree, chewing some grass and minding her own moo business, when Meow Meow came skidding over, completely covered in mud and wild ideas. Before Moo Moo could ask, "Are you okay?" Meow Meow shouted, "It's mud time." And that's how it began. They climbed the biggest hill in the village, which was only slightly taller than Moo Moo's belly when she was full of mangoes. At the top, the ground was squishy, the air was full of giggles, and both friends were wearing tiny swimming goggles. For safety, obviously. Meow Meow raised a tiny muddy paw and counted down. 3, 2, 1. Sleed! Moo Moo took off like a moonster truck. Meow Meow zoomed down like a furry orange rocket. They whirled past a dancing goat, over a duck with an umbrella, and straight into chaos. First, Meow Meow landed headfirst into a cart of fresh blueberry pies. Splat! Then Moo Moo crashed into a pile of pumpkins, bounced off a wheelbarrow, and somehow ended up wearing underpants on her horns. Don't ask whose they were. The whole village came out to see what the ruckus was. There, standing proudly and messily, was Moo Moo, wobbling with a pumpkin on her head and mud dripping from her ears. And Meow Meow? He popped his head out of a pie, licked some whipped cream off his nose, and purred, "Best party ever." Everyone burst out laughing, even old Grumpy Goat, who hadn't smiled since the great carrot shortage of 1992. From that day on, the villagers celebrated Muddy Moo Meow Day, a holiday filled with muddy races, silly costumes, and snacks flying in all directions. And Moo Moo and Meow Meow, they're still sliding, still snacking, and still the funniest friends the village has ever known.